Christian, do you remember the first Galantis song that wasn't as successful as you thought it was going to be?
Yeah, well, it's hard to say what I think about the song now. Everyone thought it was going to do huge numbers, I think. I also kind of respect our fans for being like, hey, why aren't you like stay to like in house? You know, and I kind of like, yeah, why not? Like, I should have listened to you guys.
Man, look at those gold records in the background.
I'm at the Warner's office in Sweden.
If that isn't a flex, I don't know what is.
This is a real
Christian from Galantis, welcome to America's Dance 30, my good friend.
Woo! Thank you.
Now, I think the last time that I got to hang out with you guys might have been Sunset Music Festival. I mean, it was a few years ago. How have you guys been during the insanity of 2020 and 2021?
Yeah, it's been a change, as you know, for everyone in the world. Not all bad though. You know, I gotta say, I think I needed a pause from 150 days of touring.
Wow.
A year, and I had to that made me remember why I want to be in music. It made me remember why I love the studio so much, why I love a kick and a snare so much. You know, why I love writing melody, and because it wasn't all of a sudden I'm not writing songs at an airport. I'm actually in a studio, and I'm actually choosing with who and when, all that, So it's been amazing, and it's been a year of collaboration. New friends, new collaborations for me, because I have that time to be like, hey, I'm going to reach out to this guy or whatever, which has been amazing. So that's why people have seen a lot of collabs from Galantis, and that's because I actually had time to have the privilege to work with a lot of amazing, talented people.
And I got to tell you, that's pretty much what a lot of the touring DJs have been saying, that this time has been incredible to slow things down a little bit. Let me ask you, once everything, which it is, starts building back up and opening back up again, is Galantis going to be different with touring?
Oh, I mean, we miss it. We miss it as much as anyone that's been, on pause, I love dance music. I love nightlife and the culture around it, everything, and I miss trying out new music, and, I miss DJing. I've been DJing, with my daughter, a lot. She's 7 years old. She started to get it. I miss that DJ life, not only not touring, but I miss that, mixing and trying new things, and also I miss playing other people's music, because now it's only been my music, only writing, producing. So actually that's something that I miss, oh my God, I can't wait to play this new record. I guess I can, So yeah, we're jumping on the train as soon as the train is ready, to go out and tour. And it will be a change, because there's, I think everyone is changed after this, So.
Well, let me ask you: is your daughter sick and tired of Galantis music yet?
Hey, you know what? I actually wish. I mean, but I think I would actually probably be really hurt if she changed her mind now. But every single minute that she's in the car or anywhere, she's like, play Galantis, play Galantis, play Galantis. And I play any other music. I put on some new fresh hip hop that I like, whatever. And she's like, what's this? It's not Galantis.
She's like, come on, Dad.
Sometimes when yesterday, I was like, oh, it's too late for dance music. It's like, she's like, okay, put on Mike Snow.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome to hear. Well, before we get to your amazing new smash, Heartbreak Anthem with David Guetta and Little Mix, let's do Finky's firsts. I'm going to ask you some questions about some of Galantis' firsts, and just let us know the first thing you remember about them, all right?
Okay.
You and Linus started Galantis back in 2012, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time that you guys met?
I remember the first time we met, like musically, not as starting Galantis, but yeah, it was Mike Snow and Style of I. He was remixing Mike Snow. So
did it go well that first time?
Yeah, that's why Galantis came about. I had a tricky time finding anyone in this industry that had the same, extreme energy in the studio as me. Like I'm intense. And Linus matched it. I'm like, okay, we got to do something because I found my match,
And thank God you did. Now, Galantis has so many smashes. I mean, you, Peanut Butter Jelly, Smile, Gold Dust, Faith, True Feeling, Money. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Do you remember the first Galantis song that wasn't as successful as you thought it was going to be?
Yeah, well, it's hard to say what I think about the song now, but actually I thought Girls and Boys was going to do really well, and then it didn't really do that well.
But it's still an amazing song.
So, and everyone thought it was going to do huge numbers, I think. But I also kind of respect our fans for being like, hey, aren't you stay to in house music? And I kind of yeah, why not? I should have listened to you guys.
Your daughter was like, come on, Dad.
But then again, Hunter is a huge success. And that's a slow song. So, but I don't know who's streaming that one. Maybe not my fans. I don't know. But I get a lot of hate when I go slow, so.
You know what? If you don't have the haters, then you don't have the people that love you. Now, when we were hanging at Sunset Music Festival, it was 100 degrees out. There was huge pyro right in front of you guys when you were performing. Of course, you guys were in your trademark jackets, and we were joking about the fact that your flesh was probably melting off of you because you were so hot. Do you remember the first show that you guys decided to wear the Galantis jackets?
Yeah, we had them from the start. You know what? The first show we ever did was Coachella, and they were leather. So you can see we've been going through all fabrics there is and finding out the pros and cons with every piece of fabric, and then digging deeper and deeper into the the jungle of fabric and be and now we're down to neoprene. That's what we're doing, only neoprene, which is it's a hassle in itself because you have to buy white neoprene and then print black the whole jacket, because otherwise the print needs to be printed on white, otherwise it won't pop, right? And then you have to color the whole jacket in black because you can't print on black. So I'm learning all this, fabric. I'm like a fabric magician now.
And you guys knew about neoprene before we were learning about neoprene with the face masks, because that's one of the best fabrics for face masks.
Yeah. That's true.
Now, Christian, do you remember the first time that you realized that SeaFox Nation was actually a thing?
I don't know. I actually don't really remember that. But SeaFox was just it wasn't a name. People think that, we came up with the name SeaFox. We created the artwork, and I called her SeaFox not to use it out to anyone. It was just so we know what we're talking about. I was like, hey, let's use SeaFox. And then it's just stuck. And then we used it once or something because we didn't have a name. And then all of a sudden we had a SeaFox Nation. then it was like, okay, I guess it's sticking. We're not changing it now. So it wasn't thought out at all. It was just what we call the work in progress artwork. So
and the best things really happen like that, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Now, the brand new Galantis smash, Heartbreak Anthem with Guetta and Little Mix. You're going to be asked this question a lot, so I figured I'd get it out of the way. Do you remember your first heartbreak?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah. That's funny, cause I think most of my heartbreaks, the worst part is that it was always me. I was always the idiot, I was the problem, and that breaks my heart again, because I always messed up. I wish I had one where someone else did something, but I always did it.
Dude, I'm the same. It's not you, it's me.
Exactly. Every time.
Well, let's talk about this huge song. Was it written BC or DC, before COVID or during COVID?
It was just before, and it was actually in London in a little camp, and it was the standout song from the camp. But it was like, this is only like the basic of the song then, and then during pandemic it turned, I put in so many hours into this song, in changing it and working it and reworking it so many times over and over. But it was a good process. I had the time, I could think about it, and I could enjoy reworking it. And I did, and then when David jumped on, he went into the same process, and he wanted to change it. And I'm like, okay, I changed it already, but go ahead. And he did. And he came with a lot of cool stuff. So this one has been remade, so many times, but in a good way.
When you're working with huge profile artists like Guetta, like Lil Mix, or even your past collaborations, are there times where there's disagreements with the direction that a song should go?
Usually not with artists. It's maybe sometimes with another writer or something, because usually artists is so, they know this game so well to not how to be diplomatic and meet halfway and all and still say what they think, but in a way that no one gets upset. That's a part of what we have to do. Otherwise we'll be fighting with each other all the time. So it's you have to take some here, lose some there, maybe, you can't just win and be like, oh, I want all of these things, so you kind of have to be what do I really want,
and pick and choose. It's kind of like a relationship, right?
Yeah, totally. 100%. You have to be oh, I really want this to happen. So maybe I give away that. I'll take this one, so, because, if you don't meet it halfway, that people won't, like working with you. So you have to kind of know that that's going to be a thing. So also you can't be too precious all the time. You can't be too precious. You have to think about, it's one song. It's not the only song, so, you have to let it go. Also very good to know, you should always ask other people what they think. So you're not full of yourself and be like, hey, I know better, ask other people. If they say that you're wrong, and then that's what I do. But because I am very strong in my opinion, but I have to do that to check myself sometimes.
Plus, it also works because you're so deep into the project that it helps to get other people's opinions.
Totally. Absolutely.
Congratulations on another smash. Heartbreak Anthem is just going to be massive. You guys are playing Spring Awakening Festival in October. Hopefully, very soon, the entire SeaFox Nation will be able to see Galantis live again. Christian, thank you so much for your time on America's Dance 30.
Thank you so much, Brian. Good to see you again.